Yo, what's up, team? Your boy J3 is back in the building, and I got a special guest for y'all motherfreakers today.
Ronan Joe Genji, Cyborgpedia.
Hey, Ronan's in the building.
What's going on?
He been chilling for a minute, man. And you know, this teaser came up, and it's something I think me and you did an episode on. We were talking about the question and stuff like that coming on HBO. And
throwback.
This is official.
Yeah.
This
Shout
is official.
out to HBO. Shout out to HBO, man.
So we have official HBO teaser trailer of the new upcoming show, The Watchmen.
Tight.
Let's watch this thing, man.
We are no one. We are everyone. And we are invisible. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock.
We convinced ourselves that they were gone, but they were just hibernating.
Tick, tock, tick, tock,
Don Johnson.
They came for everybody. Oh, please.
Are we safe?
I guess we have ourselves a reckoning.
Got old, Now this is what I'm talking about. Yes.
Oh, nothing. Just the end of the world.
Fall.
I
Right around
like
the corner.
this.
This is what I'm talking about. Man. I guess first impressions. Shoot. So basically, what I've been saying about the superhero and comic genre, man, is like, go dark and gritty, explore that aftermath of events that take place in a society that's relevant. American society. Sometimes it's got its rise and its fall, and people were broken. And I love that this is a continuation after the film, which was set in the 80s. So this is like present 21st century. I like it showing the aftermath of the events of what the Watchmen did and what they went through and how they impacted people. So now you got all different types of Watchmen, like just regular people taking on a persona, false identity and stuff like that. The cast looks good in here. I was not expecting to see Regina King.
Oh, snap, son.
And Don Johnson, shout out to Miami Vice, man. So that's pretty dope too, man. But this feels like a direct sequel to Zack Snyder's film, which really has a cult following, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I really think Watchmen did something different, which was kind of like a political stance on what would superheroes really do if they were OP, and how would they interact with American society. And it goes back to what we were saying about, there shouldn't be no rules. It's just like everything is what it is, and things happen for a reason. And that's the philosophy that these heroes had. Mm-hmm. It's like, we're out here trying to survive. I do what I want. I've always done what I want. I don't answer to nobody. The Watchmen were very ruthless and cutthroat. Mm-hmm. And I like that the storytelling is staying true to that. Nice. And this had to be on HBO. This couldn't be on any other platform.
And I'm happy it's on HBO.
Yeah.
My first impression, you know how I am about these CW, Netflix superhero shows.
They're cheesy.
I just feel like they just don't get it right. Right? And, the Watchmen is a unique team. Because it is, what if superheroes were OP? They have a different look at it. And when you bring it to something like HBO, it feels less cheesy now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It feels like, seeing the heroes or the new society of them grow, it brings a new twist to it to me now. It's like, okay, the superheroes disappeared.
Yeah.
They were gone. Yeah, there's some vigilante movements here and there. Obviously, Rorschach is gone and he has a cult following. It reminds me a lot of The Dark Knight Returns.
All right.
And, that whole thing, Batman disappears, and then you have the Batmans, and then you have the mutants, and you have these cults. Yeah. It has that vibe to it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that. And it feels, like I said, less cheesy, and it gives us what I want. It gives us that dark or serious theme.
Yeah.
But we're still able to enjoy the heroes and the villains. And seeing how society works with this, I'm feeling this 100%, man.
Yeah, bro. It makes me wonder, like, what would happen if we ever kind of got a part 2 to that Watchmen movie, because we know that there was more to this, and then you have the comic book stuff before the Watchmen. So placing this in the now is really great, and there's really a lot to jump on, because you're not only necessarily following the team anymore, you're following society. And the impact, again, that this team did, because there was different ideologies and different stance between the team members. You had some that were really trying to do good, and you had some that were just rogues.
Yes.
Evil, like.
And that can cause that. You know, the mentality of a hero is, you know, you do what's right. But if your definition of right is different from another man's definition of right, then you can look like an anti-villain or a villain or a vigilante.
Yeah.
You know,
and then you got to kind of remember, people are just trying to survive. You know, it's a world of warfare. And, you know, this is, 85? So, like, Reagan was president? So, it was a lot of stuff going on, man. Like,
economics.
Among like, the people, and then how Watchmen had to really make a stance. Are we going to be for ourselves, or are we going to be for America? You know what I'm saying? So,
but you see the transition of the team, because, you know, in the beginning, we started talking about Zack Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
Beginning of the Zack Snyder film, you know, there was old school heroes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Minutemen.
The Minutemen, right?
Yeah.
And then
1940s.
Times changed, hippies and Cold Wars and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the team got a little bit more ruthless. The older they got, you know what I mean? Things changed. And seeing, if you see how the old school heroes was in the 40s, you know, justice and we're here to help and yada yada, and then
Boy Scout.
Yeah, that introduction of Zack Snyder's film is brilliant. I'm sorry, it really is.
It's historical.
Because when you look at it, dude's like, no, he's all crazy. He's like he thought he's a hero, bro. Like you took that fool to a crazy home, and then you know,
you saw what it meant then versus what it means now.
How the comedian did what he did to old girl, and then they went in and beat him up real like the introduction to that film is dope.
Sally Jupiter.
Yeah.
So Spectre and all that.
Really, really dope. But the transition of the team and seeing what a team could look like now.
Yeah.
We're a different world than we were in the 80s.
Exactly.
We got technology. We have different moralities now.
Different corporations. You can start a team any kind of way now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is going to be.
If you have power and people believe in you, they'll follow you.
Yep.
Like it's not that hard to like be a dictator and get a rally behind you. Like, and then now we're talking about the world of like superheroes and anti-heroes. They see something they believe in, they're gonna follow it, and they may just embrace it themselves. We saw that here in this teaser. So, man. I
wonder, because you guys know in the Rebirth comic book, Dr. Manhattan is the one who fused all the universes together, like the RDC and the Watchmen and Vertigo and all that stuff. He's the one that puts it all in there. I wonder, because you know they're going to show Dr. Manhattan. That's going to be tight.
That will be dope.
If they're going to be able to take this HBO and mix it in with something like the Swamp Thing.
That would be very interesting, and it would be more grounded, like we said, because again, this is the kind of stuff that we want to see in the comic book genre, man.
Yes.
You can go to that low tier of like high and lows and still keep it fun, but it's nothing like that character-driven, you know, gritty stance on like this world, because it should be serious, even though we like the fantasy and stuff of it. At the end of the day, we're following the characters because of what they go through, the transitions, the evolutions. It's really about them. You know, the action and the adventure and the missions, that's spectacle. And this good stuff because it shows who they are. And it shows their character traits.
True.
But at the end of the day, you're following them. And if they are not interesting, then what is the point of all the other stuff, all the other spectacle? It doesn't matter. It's just fluff. So I think Watchmen is a great balance of that. And it's a great example of the kind of storytelling that we want to see in future DC and upcoming Marvel projects, or heck, any other comic book genre film. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we're looking for, where you kind of sit back and you can acknowledge it as a great film. And then, you know, acknowledge that as a comic book title. So I think we haven't really done that in a while. We have a few that are there, but then they kind of get pushed and left on the sidelines. But, you know, we understand that cult following is there. But movies like this come out and we're still talking about it. And it really did have an impact. And it was different. And people didn't catch on because they're so used to the transitional things with the Marvel and the DC, you know, just all for good. But, you know, you have some heroes that are not necessarily good. They just have that fine line of, I'm doing what's right, but I have different beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So take it how you will. But Watchmen broke rules and Watchmen broke boundaries, and it broke ideas, man, and it did something new and creative that I did not expect.
Yeah, it sure did.
It is the superhero movie to end all superhero films, in my opinion.
And you know the funny
this
thing
series
is
gonna do the same.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel that because this is what I've been asking for.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Look, I like the Flash. I like Arrow. I like all that stuff. I love the mythology of superheroes.
Yeah.
I love to go away into a fantasy world, but when your fantasy world can't get it right, where it looks like, you know, the Flash is never fast enough, Arrow's stuck in a romance triangle,
Always.
Villains are, to me, when you look at something like Adam West, right? Batman, and you look at the Joker, they were created to be comedic and corny. But then when you try to put that, and you take these new characters and you put them in a real world scenario where people can die, love exists, sexual contacts, these type of things, and then your villain is still, Cesar Romero.
Right. Now you have to
That's
dumb
trash
that
to
down
me.
because the heroes are not where they need to be.
And I'm like, this is trash.
Gotcha.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
See, I look at it differently. I look at Adam West like, okay, this is corny, but it's supposed to be corny.
Yeah.
It's for kids
What he is.
and it's for everybody. But when you take that thing and you try to mix it in a real world, now you got trash to me. It's cornball. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
That Luke Cage Sweet Christmas. Get this out of here, man.
I feel you on
Let's
that.
make coffee. But what? What? Yo, villain? Yeah, I know who you are, nigga.
Yeah.
What? Get this
His
cornball.
force.
That's the problem I have.
And that's one of the shows that did it bad. I have a different stance on the Punisher and Daredevil, but I hear what you're saying on Luke Cage. I like it, but I understand what it was.
That's why we like it.
It was cornball, but we was happy to see something black and dominant.
Yeah.
Pro-black. I understand where everyone's at, but there's problems with the show, and the hero didn't really rise up. We love the world around him and the people around him, and we were on board because he was black.
And
And,
once
typical.
I look past him being black,
Yeah.
this is trash. I don't watch this no more. Because that's what it was. It was the hype fact. Oh, we got a black hero. Let's
Yeah.
support this. And you was fascinated with what you saw. But anyway, on the Watchmen, let's watch this teaser one more time.
Check it out. It's good stuff.
We are no one. We are everyone.
So apparently Rorschach information got out.
Yeah. That journal.
Mm-hmm. They probably use it as a Bible.
We convinced
He
ourselves
was
that they
doing
were
stuff.
gone,
He was putting people away.
but they were just hibernating.
John Johnson.
They came for everybody.
It seems like the cops wear masks,
Oh, please.
so you'll never know who he is.
Always
Or he or she is.
I guess we have ourselves a reckoning.
Is that Owlman's ship plane?
I think so. Yeah.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just the end of the world.
So, okay. Jeremy Irons, is he supposed to be an old man, Ozymandias?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
That's great casting.
I think so. Because
I just recognize it right now.
It looks super rich in the background.
Same look and everything, had the same demeanor, just older.
Yep.
Wow, this cast is on point.
Let me see.
And see, he was a good guy turned bad. Because he was rocking with them for a minute.
Well, necessarily, what makes him bad?
I guess he just had different beliefs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the hero
But
thing.
yeah.
Just because
But
you're a
the
hero.
only really good guys was Night Owl and Sally Jupiter.
I said Owlman, yeah, Night Owl.
Yeah. He was the Batman of the group. Like
Yeah.
he was like, hey, we got to stop. We got to put some balance in this.
Bro.
Our team is dysfunctional.
Because
like,
everybody has their own method of what a
Yeah.
hero is.
And Rorschach, he was just like, there's so much evil and there's so much psycho out there that's worse than I am. I gotta kill him. And I don't know if you guys watched the director's cut, the ultimate cut of the Watchmen Blu-ray. There were some scenes that they put back in the graphic novel, and it was like on some America's Most Wanted type crap, man, where he had stopped some pedophiles that was out there kidnapping, murdering, raping kids.
Yeah.
And they showed him putting bodies down, like he was graphically like murdering them.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so dope.
Eating dog. The
Yeah.
dogs eating he saw the little girl panties and stuff.
Yeah,
Man. Yeah.
and
drove-
he went full in.
that's
ham.
what made him go ham.
Yeah,
That's why the Watchmen. Look, when the Watchmen first dropped, it was looked at like this is whack. Because when you hear Watchmen, you see the commercial, you see like a Justice League.
yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's not enough action," but Watchmen was not about that at all. It was something totally
When
different.
you go back and watch it again,
Yeah,
you know this is a brand new world, and you understand the value of the heroes. Because what could break a man? That scenario could bring them in. You're a hero. You're doing good. You keep doing good. You lock these fools up, and they just keep coming back. You lock one up, 10 more show up.
Yeah.
And then that one comes out of jail, and he got 20 people that recruited with him.
So what's the point?
So how about I just kill these fools?
Yeah.
And then when you kill, you got one hero on the team like, yo, bro, that's not the code. And you're like, look, man, that code's done.
Yeah.
They ain't getting it. They got to put fear in these fools. We got to kill him. And he's like, nah. And then he goes against you.
Yeah.
And then you got one hero who just does it for money. The comedian type idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll put you down in a minute.
Bounty way, yeah.
He's a bounty hunter. And then you got one who's like, maybe we can control people. And the other three are like, nah, I don't want to be controlled. But this is the only way we're going to have peace.
Yeah.
And then you have this godly figure like, let's just destroy the planet. Fuck.
Rebalance it because there's too many problems. I'm going to build my own. Yeah, Dr. Manhattan was savage.
And when you have those mindsets on the show,
Yeah.
this is going to be great, bro. I wonder who I'm going to like.
It's crazy because, like, he has the power and the will to just do that and just end everybody, but he didn't. Because he
still
sensed
human inside.
somewhat of a humanity, but he's like, man, this Earth is just screwed. Like, there's nothing to do. There's nothing for me to save him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, this is kind of different because nobody never really approached that superhero genre in this fashion. And when you think about how Alan Moore is, he's such a literature writer. Like, he brings, like, politics and literature from a different standpoint. He'll take something you like and flip it and throw so much reality into it where you're just constantly thinking about what if this person does this? Like, wait, you're not even thinking about action at all. You're thinking about what is going to be the outcome and what's going to be the consequence of these characters if he goes down this route or this route.
And that's the beauty of it. And it's funny because Alan Moore has 2 projects that are coming on air. You got the Swamp Thing.
Yep.
And then you have, I don't know if they're using his story. Maybe they're using the story.
But they said it's going to be influenced by it.
It's influenced by
his
story.
Good. So there won't be magic in there.
So you have Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, and then you have Alan Moore's The Watchmen.
Those are big shoes.
And I like both franchise, or both comics and characters.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we got some good coming.
I think so too, man. Like, I think people are starting to understand like what his material does and how high he writes, and it's just his storytelling. I think is great for television and movies, man, because he just approaches this from a different way. He doesn't approach it in a traditional comic book sense. He actually figures it out as like an actual movie or a TV show, and I think that's why it works. So he brings that filmmaking television style and then puts the comic book on it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come in, approaching that way. He comes in from the outside and then goes in. Mm-hmm. So I think it's great, man. And he's getting respect put on his name because there's a lot of controversy behind him. But, I respect him being, verbal and critiquing his stuff being adapted. I love him. Mm-hmm. He's like, he cares. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm different from everyone. And I think he wants people to see that. Viva Vendetta, same thing. Political superhero movie, man. We're following like an anti-hero who like had a different stance on like society and dictatorship. So he's really in that world of politics and heroism. And it's something different, man. I think it's something that needs to be explored more. Can you imagine if something like this was done in the DC or a Marvel universe, like cinematic universe? It puts it on a whole nother level to where people will take it even more seriously than when it was. Like, there'll actually be discussions after the movie instead of just watching it and then forget about it and just sitting there visually seeing something.
Damn, you said the key word, discussions after the film.
Yeah.
People don't really have that.
Nobody does that.
The Justice League do that, though. We go outside. We'll talk about a movie for it. We'll be out there for a minute. But I do notice that discussions don't occur
You just
anymore.
leave and it's like, yeah, that was good. And then you go on about your day. You go grocery shopping. But you don't remember what happened in that theater for 2 hours when you just escaped. That's kind of weird to me. When that happened, it's like that is not an impact after that. And I saw this movie 9 times in the theater, and it was impactful every time. And every time I got something different from it. And every time it was like I was seeing it for the brand new first time over and over again. It was crazy. And as weird as that sounds, Watchmen was watched at least 8 times, like in the theaters. Something about that movie grabbed me, and I wasn't even like driving at the time. Like, we went from work, me and some coworkers went. We took the bus down to the Pacific Theater. Went there and watched it like nonstop. Like, I took them, I paid for their tickets because I was just hyped to see the movie come out. And then days later after work, I went to like an 8 o'clock show. The day after that, I went back. I was like, there's something in this movie that is speaking to me. Mm-hmm. That Blu-ray came out, got it, man. So I commend them for that.
I remember watching it at the $3 theater. First time I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was a little stunned by it. and then I watched it on cable. I think it was HBO or something.
Yeah.
And I sat down and watched it like in my own comfort.
Tight.
And became an instant fan of it. So it took 2 tries for me. Because the first try I watched, like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, this shot, it was more of a, I know what I was looking for was what most of the people were looking for. Batman, Superman.
Sure.
Not understanding the material yet. But once I got that, I became a fan of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love the story and I love what drives it. I'm really interested in this show. I'm hyped for this right here, man. I can't wait to watch this shit.
I remember when the news broke and they got announced, there was like HBO's doing a Watchmen series. I was like, sweet. Who's going to be in it? Who's going to be behind it? And then the teaser gave me enough. I'm sold off of this teaser. I don't even really need an official trailer. I'm there day one.
Yeah, I can't wait to
watch
it.
And the cast is here and like all the ingredients is there, man. And then just the Watchmen itself, like that alone as a series makes sense.
You know
that
what?
makes a lot of sense.
Look, bro. You said something to me that made me reminded me of what it used to be like, discussions after the fact.
Yeah.
If
rare.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can, but I'll try my best. If I have time, and after I watch The Watchmen, I might be able to react to this, watching it, and then we talk about it afterwards. I think
that'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Bring that stuff back to basics, discuss it, talk about it, have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
And show HBO, show DC that people care about it.
Facts.
Hopefully it's good. If it's good,
yeah,
because it could be bad.
It could be bad too.
But it looks
good. But what they're presenting is like, okay, this is something that we've been asking for in the genre.
Yeah,
yeah.
And if they see this works, then we get more.
Yeah, and that's the key.
And I'm all for it. Look, I'm all for the Batman, Superman, Flash. I'm all for it. I just want it to be done right.
And we want other characters too. That's all. That's all we ask.
Like on some real stuff. If the Flash was fast enough and he wasn't getting tripped by slow villains, then we'd be like, whoa, we have something great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you got to figure out the thing. See, the thing with Flash is you got to figure out how to match him up and how to put him in situations because he's so powerful, and you can't dumb him down because his villains weak, but his villains are really nowhere to his potential, and you can't take away what Flash is to make them shine. So and now you're hurting
because Flash is a prime time character.
Yeah.
You give him an introduction, you prime time him.
I understand why they're having trouble. Like, it's hard to make a movie for a character like that. I get it. And there's people that want to do it, but they can. Like, he may just have to be a crossover thing.
He's a primetime character. You can make a movie, you get his origin, get his powers, he learns his abilities.
He definitely needs an origin, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know it like that. Like, I see it, but I want to see it on a grand scale.
But that's the difference.
Yeah.
You can't run him every week.
Right.
Because
that's what they're going off of.
And when you have something like Green Arrow and stuff, those are primetime characters to me, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But maybe this might spark something, man.
See, the difference between those and like Watchmen, you can take one character and build a show off him. Like, you can easily make a Watchmen verse.
You can make a Rorschach show. No doubt.
DC has a lot of characters where you can just make a verse off of characters alone. You can do one shots, one offs, and they were doing this in animated cartoons and movies. So they're no stranger to that. And this is what I like about this team of, Vertigo and DC. Like, they have this structure to where they will tap into the psychology of specific characters, good or bad. You're following a character that you like and you're interested in. And again, you're building a verse out of a story that's already standalone, but building a verse out of that because every single character is so diverse and fascinating. Watchmen has a lot of that. Like, you could do a whole show about Night Owl, a show about Rorschach. I mean, literally the entire cast, or from the point of view of the humans, the regular everyday society people. Like, you could show different aspects of the Watchmen and everybody's point of view of what's happening or what's going on in their mind. So it's kind of interesting to do that because comic books, shows, and movies don't normally do that. It's one side, we're following the hero. These are bad people, we got to take them out. Watchmen, we're talking about a political stance now. So everybody has a different point of view of the Watchmen and who they are in their mindset and what's going on. So if you're showing different dynamics, I think that's great. That elevates everything, and that trumps everything else that's not been able to do that. But if you could see this in the comic book genre, that changes everything. That's a game changer because now all it takes is one apple to grow. Everyone's gonna try to start growing fruit. So I'll give you another example. Nolan's Batman Begins. Batman Begins came out. Everybody was trying to make an origin film after that. impact. It takes one person to start something, and everybody runs with it. The Raid came out, everybody's trying to make that action movie, and they can't. The bar is raised so high, everybody's trying to top it, and they can't because they've seen the best. But now that is the blueprint. So when somebody comes out and makes that stamp, everyone's trying to run with it. Mad Max, that grand scale, like people will come out and do something epic, and everyone's trying to tip their hat to it and take it to the next level, and they can't. You have to see greatness to become greatness, and you have to study greatness to be greater.
No.
That's just how it is, man.
Dope wording.
So shout outs to this, man.
That is the discussion, and that was the reaction. Hope you enjoyed it. We kept that sheet 100.
Facts.
If you're new to the channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button, thumbs up this video, and don't forget to share Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm J3.
Run a Joe Genji, Cyborgpedia.
We out.